Hello. How are you both?
Good. Ah,
Wonderful to see you both. As always, holding up, holding down the 7 p.m. Fulton yoga class. Going strong. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using two blocks, a blanket, and a bolster tonight. And find a comfortable seat of your choice. Go ahead and allow the hands to fall upon the lap. Close the eyes. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open the mouth, gentle sigh out. Let the right palm turn down onto your right knee, and allowing the left palm to remain face up towards the sky. Take a minute here to just breathe in the duality between the hands and the impression they have on the body. Allowing the right masculine sun side to rest, to calm, and to still. While on our left feminine moon side, the palm is face up in a symbol of invitation, of receival, as well as giving. And just breathe between those two spaces. Allowing action to calm and nurture to rise. Or flow, rather. Let the hands and fingertips be supple. And let the shoulders fall heavy away from the ears. Allow a soft bow of the chin towards the chest so the back of the neck lengthens and you sit up just a little bit taller. Feel your sit bones root. Breathe a little bit deeper. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Next breath in through the nose. Breathe out for the sound of Om. Float a prayer up towards your heart space. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe your eyes open. And come to lay on your backs for our first pose, happy baby. I bet you thought I was going to say banana asana. I love starting class with that pose, as you well know by now. We start with that a lot, don't we? But for tonight, we're going to change things up. We're going to bend our knees, allowing them to fall towards our armpits, heels fall towards the booty. Just to feel out the hips, because this can be kind of a big one. Can be, you know, everyone's body is different. But just allow the hips to settle, I guess. And then when you're ready, let the feet float up towards the sky as if you're stepping onto the sky. You can modify by just holding on to the shins or the ankles. Fullest expression would be holding onto the outer edges of the feet. Finding a gentle flex of the feet so you have that impression as if you're stepping on the ceiling. And then find a means of softening into the pose, but trying your best to maintain the shape in whatever expression that means for you. You might even sway out this happy baby, rocking it side to side. That'll help you melt into it a little bit deeper. And when you think you've rocked out all those little kinks, then find some stillness. Breathe in and breathe out. The eyes can close. Be sure to keep the tailbone softened towards the earth. Spine is long all the way up to the tippy top of your spine. It's right at the base of your skull. The shoulders too, think about grounding them. So if you were reaching for the outer edges of the feet and you're compromising the pose, lifting the shoulders off and kind of crowding the way of the heart, then maybe find a modification of the pose by holding onto the ankles or the shins instead. Really nice. With each breath in, feel the spine grow long, creating the length. And with each breath out, the hips soften a little bit more. Feel free to take any flutters of the lips if that helps to soften you into the pose a little bit. Breathing in through the nose, fluttering the lips. Helps to loosen the jaw. You have about a minute left here. Take your final breath in for this happy baby. Stay for the breath out. And slowly release your feet or your ankles or shins. Maybe pull the knees in towards center. Taking a few circles on the ceiling with the knees. Yeah, and doing anything that feels good to you. You might even just want to release the feet to the ground, right? And settling the pelvis, grounding the feet. All right, stillness might be what you're looking for. But when you're ready, then you'll pull your knees back into your chest and you'll start these little tiny rocks forward and back until you rock your way into Halasana, plow pose. Actually, in Yin, it's called snail. Bringing your feet back behind your head and hands to your lower back for support. Now, if your feet are floating in the air like mine are, then slowly make your way out of the pose, and you might grab your props, taking them to the back of your mat. Stacked at any amount. I'm just keeping mine as is because they're just so nice and organized right now. And I'll use momentum to get myself back there. And hey, what do you know? It's actually the perfect height for me. I need all my props because it is an early pose. It's asking a lot of the hamstrings, a lot of the lower back, as well as the neck. So try to keep your gaze in towards your navel and avoid looking from side to side. When you've found your variation of this pose, close your eyes and soften and quiet into it. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. Another modification would be for this, even though I see that y'all are good, you seem pretty comfortable there in that pose. For other folks that might be viewing this video later on, another modification would be to forward fold, an upright, seated forward fold. It's a more gentle variation on snail, which in Yin is referred to as caterpillar. Really nice. Breath is steady and calm. Be gentle with the breath as you inhale and exhale. Allowing the belly to fluctuate and be buoyant in the process of breath in this pose. It offers almost an element of massage to the internal organs when we allow the belly to be supple, as well as when we breathe into the belly, when we're in positions like these. Inspiring circulation and flow. Balancing our action versus nurture in this pose. Not asking too much and just accepting how the body shows up. And vice versa, how we show up for it. Slowly using your breath and grounding your hands long on the floor. Use them as breaks to slowly roll out of the pose. Keeping the legs heavy, slowly grounding the pelvis, the sit bones, and then maybe bringing the feet to the ground. Knees are bent. Maybe just take a moment here. You can take the hands upon the heart or the belly, any place that they want to be or connect to naturally. Just receive that last pose. And then up to you how you choose to get out of this, to come up to sit. Do you choose to rock over to your left nurturing side, or do you choose to turn over to your right action side? Or do you rock and roll up to sit? Okay. Listen to your body, allow it to just naturally guide you. And we'll set up for the next pose, which is half dragon. Our right foot will be forward to the top of our mat. It's also like a high lunge, or excuse me, a low lunge. We'll have blocks underneath our hands. Set up any way you need to. Make sure that the knee is stacked over the ankle, and allow the hips to just drop and melt forward and down. We'll be here for 3 minutes as well. So take your time to set up and get into it. Really nice. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, the variations you can have, both hands on the inside of that front foot, or you can frame that front foot. The option is yours. Both are great. Eyes close, and the face softens. Even here we are working with the duality of action versus nurture. The action of clearly having to hold ourselves upright in this lizard pose, this dragon, half dragon pose. And trying to find the softness within it. Learning about the parts of us that just naturally hold on to parts of ourselves, like the shoulders, the upper trapezius muscles, the eyebrows. You know, there are little parts of the body that it's like a reflex, right? Once we get into an uncomfortable or precarious situation, it's like those parts of our body naturally just go into action, right? Or like safety, protective mode. But protection can be soft as well. Allowing ourselves to be a bit softer on ourselves, easier on ourselves. As opposed to what we do most of the time, which is asking the world of ourselves. Right? Sometimes. Feel free to go deeper into this pose if it feels right to you. You can take the blocks to any setting, maybe bringing the forearms down and exploring deeper depths within to the hips. If maybe just for a few breaths, that's totally cool. Oh. And explore, take as many breaths as you need to with the forearms down. If you learn that it's too much, you can always come out of it. If there's still work to be done in a previous step, it's okay to backtrack. It's okay to relearn. Just a few more breaths here, wherever you are. Final breath in for your half dragon. Let that breath go. Maybe you lengthen that leg out for a little counter stretch. It's like a half split. Do whatever you need to. And then we'll step into the next pose, which is a shoelace pose. You'll thread the right knee in front of the left. So it's almost like a, I actually can't remember the vinyasa term for it right now, but it's almost like we're crossing our legs, right? Right at the knee. So the left knee is snuggled in right behind the right knee. Gomukhasana. That's it. But in yin, it's shoelace. You might like a few cat-cows here. This feels real nice. Gets into the inner and outer hips, as well as you get to enjoy a quick little heart opener. Take as many of those as you'd like, and when you're ready, you'll slowly press your hips back. It's a really funny shirt that I'm wearing. It's split. I'm sorry if it's getting in the way. I'm trying my best here to show you what's happening. But we'll put a block right there underneath our sit bones. Second block can come with us just to keep it near in case we'd like it. Personally, I've been liking to stay upright in this pose. It's a lot for my hips, so I take it slow. And I give myself just a slight leaning back because, again, like my body is kind of trying to spit me out of this pose. So it's like, get out. Try to find it a little bit more upright of a seat if that resonates with you. Of course, if you're super flexy and you're like, I've got this, I'm ready to fold forward, you can take a block and you can maybe perch it on your knees or on the ground, wherever your head can connect with it, and bow in. And when you're ready, allow the eyes to close and take a breath in and a breath out. If you're folded forward in this shoelace pose and your head, your third eye is connected to a block, maybe rock the third eye from side to side, breathing in through the nose and fluttering through the lips. Do that again, breathing in, audible flutter of the lips, breath out, while rocking that third eye from side to side. Really enjoying that little internal massage on the cranium and the rest of your body. Because as we kind of talked about recently, is how the body works so hard to produce sound, audible sound. The hips, back. It's all included in this great reverberation that we're all capable of. So it's in these hippie poses, right? The second chakra, quite literally the hips, the pelvis, the groin, all receive our hums. It receives vibrations, music, breath, sighs, you name it. And it sends a little internal assist to those parts of you that need it. So let's breathe in. Maybe a hum on the breath out. Roll yourself upright out of the pose. And up to you how you choose to come out of it. How you might come forward. Lengthening the legs out. And then we'll come to sit back on our glutes. Our left leg is lengthened, our right knee is bent. It's a half dragonfly. I'll turn to face you this way so it makes more sense. It's like a Janu Sirsasana. Right foot's on the inside of our left thigh. And we're going to have our blocks nearby. You might even take a blanket or your bolster to put underneath that left knee, right? To keep softness in the joint, to keep prana, life force, and breath, and blood, and oxygen flowing and circulating, right? All the things. And this time we're going to fold forward over the lengthened leg as opposed to down the center. So, whatever you need to bring the ground to you, you might even place a block onto the shin. It's funny trying to find the hot spot. There we go. Folding forward over that lengthened leg. So we're further getting into the hamstrings, getting into the hips. And now with this forward fold over the lengthened leg, we are getting a bit more of a side body opening, right? Right there on the right side. So if it's okay for you, staying folded forward, you might take that right hand and reach for the outer edge of that left foot, just for a moment. You know, to find that little twisting element in the belly, you know, because it's the twisting element that gives us the forward fold over this lengthened leg. So you'll feel this great opening on the left side body all the way down to the outer right hip. So it's all the outer right side body down to the right hip. Keep it grounded as you hold on to the foot. And maybe the left arm The hand slides back behind you on the ground. On the ground outside of your left hip. Maybe. And you might just stay there for a little bit. It helps you to deepen into the pose. And then when you've just had enough, you can bring the arms back forward. Just in a gesture of pranams. Right, of surrender. Surrendering into the pose. Really nice, yeah. Yeah, beautiful, Sam. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really lovely, both of you. Yeah, so it's within this pose that, again, we find the duality. We experience the action to which we can take ourselves to deeper depths, and then knowing when it's too much, right? And that's bringing out our nurturing side. Allowing that to shine through when it needs to help with better balance in everything that we do in life. Last breath in, and a breath out. Use your hands to slowly walk your way upright. Nice and easy. Nice counter stretch for this would be a stargazer. You can ground your right palm outside of your right hip. Lean into the right side shin, lifting the hips, grounding the left foot, lengthening the left leg. Oh, like a back bend, you reach the left arm up and back behind you, breathing in and breathing out. And then you'll just slowly round down. Left arm crosses in front of the face, the sit bones ground. Nice. Go ahead and lengthen out both of your legs. Give them a little shake. And then we'll go into square pose. Rebend the right knee. The right shin will be parallel to the top of your mat. Take the left shin to stack on top. Fill in the gaps, any blocks or props that you may need to bring the ground to you. We're stacked ankle to knee, both sides, giving support with blocks. You may even take that blanket and put it back behind you for a little wedge seat. I always forget about that little seat, but it's so important. And then you might grab your bolster, place it across the hips. Staying upright for a few breaths. And when you feel called and ready to, you can fold forward. Your block is nearby. Third eye can rest on it. minute left here. Get into those hums a little bit. You know, as I think about it, the hums are kind of this beautiful combination of action and nurture, right? Because there is action in doing so, in creating this audible resonance, sound, vibration. But the action is so gentle and soothing that it's only nurturing. It is healing to the body. This is one of those moments where the action isn't, I guess, an infliction, right? It's more of like a little healing power. Healing in action. So on that note, take a breath in. Any which way you want to let that breath go. Slowly roll yourself upright. Begin to deprop your station. And we'll assist ourselves out of this pretzel, lifting the legs out of place, lengthening, doing anything you'd like, maybe windshield wipers. Whew. That's it. Getting into the hips tonight. And when you're ready, we'll make our way into half dragon on the left side. Left foot is forward. The blocks are on the inside of your front foot, or you can very well frame the front foot. The option is yours. We'll be here for 3. And I typically do take all of the poses for roughly 3 minutes, unless otherwise noted, where we've taken it for the full duration, which I have brought to your attention, where we have done fewer poses but for longer time. And in the Yin tradition, you do each pose from a range of 3 to 5 minutes. So most of my classes are shaped around 3 minutes for each pose. Find the grace in your dragon. Find the nurturing, motherly side of your half dragon. Right? Dragons are fierce. There's a great action to them, and even though we do know them mostly through mythological stories, there is the Komodo dragon, and I guess my point is that even the most ferocious animal is a mother. Even the most ferocious animal mother has to nurture at some point, right? As well as protect and nurture. They know when to act in action, in aggression, in defense, in safety and protection, and then they know when to be soft. Right? I always think it's so cute when you see these big Siberian tigers carry their little babies around in their teeth, and you're like, how do they do that? Half a minute left here. But it's beautiful. Nature is beautiful. It is well balanced, to say the least. Take your final breath in your half dragon pose. And let the breath go. Lengthen that front leg long, get in that half split, flush out the leg. And then little bend back in that knee to step and thread and cross it over the right knee. The right knee is snuggled in right behind the left knee, and like before, maybe you really enjoyed, those cat-cows, yes. And because, the legs are a different crossing, there will be different sensations of the body. When you're ready, you'll sit back, taking a block beneath your sit bones if you need it. Of course, if your hips and hammies are ready to ground, then go for it. Just make sure to listen to the body. Make sure you're not pushing and asking too much action too quickly, right? Time and patience. It's like 3 minutes doesn't seem that long, but sometimes, depending on the side or depending on the pose, it can. So again, you might find yourselves upright if that resonated for you the first time. Otherwise, you fold forward. Of course, again, listen to the body. If something doesn't feel right in the fold, then step back. It's okay to step back and say, hey, hold on, let's reassess. Let's be smart about this. Let's do this for longevity and healing. If you're upright, your hands can find your feet or rest in your lap. And if you're folded forward, arms are reaching long in front of you, softness in the elbows. Palms face up for further letting go, for further release. And another thing that's interesting with this masculine versus feminine, since we're talking about the hands and you're folded forward and in asking that the palms face up, the supple side of our bodies, right? The palms versus the backs of our hands, the palms are our feminine side. It is our nurturing side. And the firmer, harder side, the back of our hands, is the masculine. Same goes with the body. The front body is the feminine. The back is the masculine. And oftentimes, our masculine, our action, can weigh us down because we forget to ask for help. And it's okay to ask for help. It takes a bigger person to ask for help, even when you need it, even when you don't need it. It's a gift to you. Just be like, hey, you know what? I know I can do this, but you know what? I could use the help. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly roll yourself upright. And begin to make your way out of this pose, maybe coming forward like before, or any way that you came out before. Maybe you lengthened the right leg. Maybe you lengthen out the left leg, switching legs. Anything you need to do. And then we'll meet on our bums in our half dragonfly. This time the right leg is long. Left knee is bent. Left foot is on the inside of the right thigh. And because I said it before, I don't want to forget it this time. I'm going to grab my seat, my blanket. I'm going to wedge underneath my sit bones. And this round I'll take my bolster, and I'll use that to give me a soft bend in my right knee. Little life lessons, right? There's a lot of them. Try to remember them all. And then we'll take a slight twist here, right? Over that lengthened leg. Blocks will come with us just to keep them nearby. And you'll maybe just honestly walk the hands forward to fold. And if you're really finding yourself upright for this pose, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Stack up as you need to, finding that little twist, using what you need to bring the ground to you. And if you found yourself folding forward, head in connection to something, and you wanted that side stretch, you'll go ahead and take the left hand, find the outer edge of the right foot. That's with the left hand. Make sure to keep the left sit bones grounded. Right sit bones are also grounded. Take your right hand, let it slide back behind you. Keep it grounded on the floor outside of your right hip. This will activate a deeper twist as well as a lengthening over the long leg. Feel that nice opening on the left side body this time if you're taking that variation for a few breaths. And then at some point you'll let that go and you'll find softness. And you'll allow both of the arms to frame the front leg, the lengthened leg. Possibly offering up pranams. Offering and receiving. Nurturing energies, softening energies. You have a minute left here. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, using your hands one by one, walk yourself up to upright position. Counter stretch if you liked it the first time, stargazer, left hand outside of the left hip, press down to lift up, Little back bend here, right arm reaches back behind you, breathe in. Open the mouth, breathe out. Round down, right arm swings down in front of your face, sit bones to the ground. Remove your props. You might lengthen out that bottom leg for a brief moment. And then we'll set up for square. Left shin to the ground. Assist your right shin to stack on top, ankle to knee. You're still sitting on that little seat behind you and filling in the gaps with the props that you have, anything. Blocks, blankets, bolster. Maybe you use the bolster on top though. Second block is nearby. There if you need it. Upright for a breath or two, and then when you're ready to fold forward, you may find your third eye on a block. So speaking of action versus nurture, the other night, I think it was during the snowstorm, the other night we ordered dumplings. So I went downstairs to get them, and there was a package for us, of course. You know, we've got cats, so it was a kitty litter package, so it was very, very heavy. It was crazy heavy. And there was canned food in there, and it was all in one box, and the box had kind of been destroyed. It was falling apart. And I chose to take this box without the assistance of the rolly cart. And I was like, you know, I'll be fine. I'll be able to carry it. Well, when I was walking over to the elevator, the box completely broke. So I was like, all right, I'll push it. Well, this box was way too heavy to push. I was also wearing sandals, so I didn't have any traction. And the door gal that was downstairs, her name was India, real sweet chick. She was like, you could take the cart. And I was like, nah, you know. I told her no. I was like, I'll be okay, you know, because that means I have to bring it back down. Oh, how lazy am I? While / making things harder for myself at once. Crazy, right? Well, lesson learned. Not going to do that again, because when I got upstairs, it was nearly impossible to even push that box down the hallway. I was a ridiculous sight. I got my husband, he came, he helped me, but it was just like one of those moments of like, man, just take the help. It's okay to take the help. We know you can do it, and like, just, it's cool. Just take the help. You'll be better off. It's a gift. Little life lessons, little moments. Let's go ahead and take a breath in. And let that breath go. Slowly roll yourself to sit upright. Deprop your station, clearing the space. Assist yourself off, one leg at a time. Maybe giving yourself a few windshield wipers if you need. And then we'll come to lay on our backs. Ah, at last. And taking one block with you, coming into supported bridge. Block will go at the lowest setting. Keeping the legs together, knees will bend, pull the knees in towards the chest, and lengthen the legs. Oh, this will feel so nice after all of the compression in the hips. Just the legs in general, right? Oh, so nice. And you just allow yourself to hang in space there. Make sure the block isn't pinching, but it's really in a place to just wedge right underneath you. If your blanket is nearby, you might even take that and drape it across the backs of your thighs. Fluttering the lips, giving sighs. This may even turn into a supported, like, happy baby. Feeling it right now. If it feels right to you to let the knees fall to the side and just let the heels fall to the booty, you can do that. That's nice. You can play with it, explore a little bit, see what resonates with your body. This is a rather short one. We'll be here for about a minute. Really nice. Let's slowly begin to peel out. Just let the heels fall towards the booty, bending the knees. The knees even might fall open if you chose to just stick with legs in the air, supported legs in the air. You might just let your legs dangle right here, knees out to the side. Remove the blanket, just peel it out through the legs. Hands to your knees, close them off like a book, one foot to the ground, then the other. Slide that block out from underneath you and lengthen out for your Shavasana. You might even take a bolster or a blanket and slide it behind your thighs. Let the arms fall out wide toward your sides, palms face up. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, side away. Another breath in. And a sigh out. Soften the face. Surrender the body to the earth. Unhinge the jaw muscles. Let the bottom jaw fall limp. Space between the top row of teeth to the bottom row of teeth. Tongue is heavy. And the eyes are soft. Even the little smile lines that appear around the eyes. Let them too receive a bit more nurture. Breath in through the nose, gentle sigh out. Slowly begin to step your feet to the ground one by one, bending your knees. Pull your knees in towards your chest and rock over to a side of your choice. Try not to think twice and just let natural intuition call you there. Using your hands to press yourself upright, keep your head heavy. Arrive to your seat. Eyes are closed. Find a prayer at your heart, unifying action and nurture. Let's send it out in the seed sound Om. Breathing in. Float your prayer up to meet your third eye. Bowed in to meet your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Beautiful.